Oh no, I was just seeing you guys making out on Instagram and I just wanted to find out what the hell was going on. I'm looking at one of my friends who's sitting right here and I'm trying to picture myself making out with him and it just really sounds unappealing.
Hey, didn't they start kissing each other? Wait, yeah, I swear these island boys start moving mad. They did like an OnlyFans, but they were brothers, so they started doing stuff on there and it leaked and they go, ugh.
I got in the room and they was in the bathroom, bro. And the door was like, I opened the door, bro, like both their pants are down.
The Island Boys really built their whole wave off one tiny moment, no joke. It started with one quick TikTok clip, just them chilling in a pool, vibing like nothing could go wrong. But it flipped fast. They got way too bold, flexing stacks like the money would never dry up, and that energy hit different in a bad way. The flashy life got sloppy real quick, and what looked like a major glow-up suddenly turned into a messy crash-out, cutting their spotlight run short in a harsh way. Now it's time to dig into what actually went sideways for the Island Boys, because the drama didn't just pop up, it kept piling on heavy. Back in October 2021, they exploded out of nowhere all over the internet. Twin brothers Frankie and Alex Venus, aka Kodiak Red and Fly Soldier, two 20-year-olds out of Florida, came through with a wild image that had everybody staring. You couldn't miss them. Their hair spiked up like palm trees, grills shining bright, tattoos covering almost everything, screaming for attention. They stood out instantly, no effort needed. Then, out of nowhere, boom, they dropped a 15-second hot tub freestyle, just vibing and saying, "I'm an island boy." And the internet grabbed onto it instantly like it was glued. That video didn't just get views, it exploded everywhere almost instantly. It racked up millions of views across the internet, not because it was some polished hit, but because it was straight up strange and impossible to ignore. People kept replaying it, confused, trying to understand what they just watched, and that confusion turned into non-stop attention real fast. Nobody could look away, and that weird energy actually worked in their favor at first.
I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm just island boy. I'm just island boy. I'ma get key white going. You're gonna keep that gun. I'll be just staring at the sun. I'm just out full gazing.
From that one moment, everything took off like crazy. Their numbers started jumping quick, around 340,000 subscribers on YouTube and over 7.8 million followers on TikTok. That kind of growth doesn't happen slow, it hit overnight and had everybody watching. They went from being completely unknown to popping up everywhere, and the internet went wild with it. Fans started making all kinds of parody videos of the Island Boy TikTok, and instead of slowing things down, it just kept the hype going even louder. At one point, they were really out here talking like they couldn't be touched. They started claiming they were pulling in $1 million every single month, speaking loud and confident like nothing could slow their rundown.
Keep it like he really do run. You gonna be like down most son.
Cause I'm an island boy. I don't know where I was born. I feel a little weird.
Then they leveled up into a huge Miami mansion, living flashy, loud, and always on display. Every time they jumped on Instagram Live, it was stacks of cash in their hands, waving it around like it would never run out, trying hard to show the world they had really made it big. They didn't just spend money on the lifestyle, they went all in on their image too. A huge chunk of their cash went straight into their looks, all just to keep attention locked on them and stay trending non-stop. Reports claimed they dropped around $30,000 on tattoos alone, covering themselves head to toe, just to stand out even louder. Every detail felt planned to keep people staring, talking, and reacting to them 24/7. And it didn't stop there.
We made over $1 million. Bro, we were making $40,000 a day. More than that. I'm not even playing with you.
Yeah.
60.
We was looking at the thing. It said
The top of it said you got $60,000 to do.
to make.
Then the next day we would do that. The next day another 60,000. We're like, man, what the f is this?
They kept spending like there was no limit. Reports said they dropped over $94,000 just on jewelry, chains, and diamonds, everything shining bright non-stop. For most people, that kind of money is life-changing, but they were tossing it around like it was nothing. All of it was about keeping that flashy image alive online, making sure every post looked bigger, louder, and harder to ignore. That over-the-top lifestyle basically became their whole identity online. No separating it at all. Every single post was about money, looks, and living loud, like they had to prove it non-stop.
Did you spend on all your tattoos? I spent around 30K, and I'm only 20. I'm turning 21 on July 16th, so I got tattooed pretty fast.
It turned into their signature vibe across social media, always flexing, always showing off, making sure nobody missed how flashy they were trying to be. Everything felt turned up to the max, just to keep eyes locked on them. But while their fame kept climbing, the problems started sliding in right behind it, and it didn't take long for things to get messy. Toward the end of 2021, the twins were seen pushing a project that claimed to offer crypto opportunities, even travel bookings, making it sound like a full package deal. They told their followers to jump in quick and not miss out, hyping it up heavy like it was a once-in-a-lifetime move. They were throwing around talk of a 100 times upside, making it seem like easy money was just sitting there waiting to be grabbed.
In terms of their resale value of their jewelry, they're wearing $94,000 worth of jewelry. That would be the resale value.
That kind of talk got a lot of people paying attention fast because it sounded big, bold, and almost too good to ignore. That move didn't just get attention, it brought in crypto experts fast, and they were not impressed at all. Some started calling it out, saying the whole thing looked like a paid promotion, claiming the twins were using their loyal fan base to steer people toward an NFT that didn't seem built to hold real value. That kind of criticism hit hard and spread quickly, making the situation look way more serious than before. Suddenly, big questions started popping up everywhere, and people weren't looking at them the same anymore. The energy shifted, and the trust they had built started to crack under all that pressure. And it didn't take long before people started noticing something fell off, and the questions came in fast.
Are you guys the Island Boys?
Yeah, but we're paying for something real quick. We're paying for something. How much was it?
Your total is $534.97.
Okay.
A lot of viewers pointed out that most of their tokens weren't even listed anywhere, which raised serious concerns and had people throwing around talk of a possible crypto rug pull. That alone sparked a huge wave of criticism, with users online warning others to stay far away before it was too late. Some people were straight up saying things like, anyone buying anything from these two geniuses deserves to lose, and this is going to be a rug pull like every other cryptocurrency. The trust started slipping quick, and the whole vibe around them flipped almost overnight. At the same time, their image took another hit as more people started questioning how they even got famous in the first place. By early 2022, that curiosity everyone had turned into straight-up mockery, and the internet wasn't holding back at all. What used to be people watching out of interest turned into people watching just to laugh. They tried to turn that viral moment into a real music career by dropping a fully produced music video for Island Boy, hoping to level things up. But the reaction came in brutal and loud, and it wasn't what they expected. Instead of support, the comment sections filled up with people clowning the track hard, not holding anything back. You had comments like, "This type of hidden talent should absolutely remain hidden," and "Thank you, Island Boys, I was suffering from depression, but this taught me that there are things way worse than my life." And that kind of response made it clear the internet had completely turned on them. That video didn't just get hate, it got flooded with it, and the numbers told the whole story. It was reportedly hit with over 275,000 dislikes, while the likes weren't even close, making it crystal clear how people really felt about it. The reaction wasn't mixed. It was loud, direct, and impossible to ignore. But even with all that backlash, they didn't hit the brakes at all. They kept dropping more songs and content, chasing attention and trying to stay relevant, but it started working against them instead of helping. Every new release kept getting slammed with heavy dislike ratios, showing the public just wasn't connecting with it anymore. The gap between the hype they once had and the reality they were facing kept getting wider and more obvious with every drop.
Sheep Army, welcome with the Island Boys, got a community of investors who are looking to change the world and help us. Bitcoin boys, get all-time highs real soon. 100K, all the way on, 100K.
It felt like they were pushing harder, but getting less support each time. Things really hit a peak when they showed up to perform at Club Live in Miami, one of the most well-known spots in the city. This was supposed to be a big moment, a chance to prove themselves live, but it went the complete opposite way. Instead of turning the crowd up, they got booed off the stage hard, and that moment made it clear just how far their reputation had fallen in front of a real audience. The crowd was not feeling them at all, and the energy, completely off from the jump. Instead of cheers, people were straight up laughing in their faces, no filter, no support. Some were even shouting things like, "This is what a reality check looks like." And when the world needed something to hate more than COVID, you boys stepped in respect.
When celebrities are talking about products that they're endorsers of, they have to disclose that they are paid endorsers. I am an Island Boy myself. We are all Island Boys at the end of the day. If you're a big fan of these rappers, and you know, you want to look out for them. Maybe they don't know these rules.
That kind of reaction hit hard and turned the whole moment awkward real fast. It was obvious the audience wasn't rocking with them at all, and there was no saving the vibe once it went left like that. The disconnect between them and the crowd was loud, and everybody in the room could feel it. And it didn't stop with random people in the crowd either. Celebrities started clowning them too. During the 2021 and Done special on Peacock, Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg reacted to their viral clip, and the reaction said everything. Snoop Dogg couldn't even believe what he was watching, holding his head in his hands while joking about them right there on camera, making it clear the internet wasn't the only place they were getting laughed at. Even after getting hit with non-stop criticism, instead of taking the loss and moving smart, the twins went the complete opposite direction. They actually tried to start beef with Snoop Dogg, going online and mocking him like it was a good move. That decision didn't help them at all. It just made everything look worse and brought even more negative attention their way.
I seen it with the gang slang.
Gang, they got to use that word. I'm speechless. Two goofballs in the pool.
You know why I'm not speechless?
Why?
Because I'm an island.
People were watching it unfold and just shaking their heads because it felt like they were adding more problems instead of fixing anything. That moment really showed people they were starting to lose touch, and the backlash came crashing in right after. A huge wave of hate poured in, especially from Snoop Dogg's fans, and they were not holding back at all. People were saying things like, "These young dudes disrespectful as F, and they think that they are smart, they're loud, and make no sense." And that kind of energy spread fast across the internet. It wasn't just a little criticism, it was loud, constant, and hitting from every direction. The internet stayed on their necks, and their reputation kept taking hit after hit. But the wild part is none of it seemed to slow them down, even a little. As 2022 kept moving, their behavior only got more unpredictable, like they were ignoring all the warning signs completely. Then came what looked like a perfect chance to turn things around. They showed up on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, a huge platform that could have helped them clean up their image if they played it smart. But instead of fixing anything, it went completely left and made things even worse. During the interview, things got heated fast. They ended up arguing with co-host George Janko over money and how they were handling their earnings. When Janko tried to give them real advice about saving and staying smart, reminding them that viral fame doesn't last forever, Alex snapped right there on camera and said something seriously disrespectful. It caught everyone off guard and made the whole situation tense real quick, turning what should have been a comeback moment into another big setback. They didn't just argue, they took it all the way and stormed off the set mid-show. They got up and walked out just like that, leaving everyone sitting there confused and stunned. The host didn't even know what to say, and the millions watching on YouTube were left annoyed, trying to figure out what just happened. It felt sudden, awkward, and completely unplanned. That moment made everything look even more chaotic and messy, like things were slipping out of control right in front of everyone watching. Even after that huge mess, they still didn't pause or admit they handled it wrong.
Now, think he wants to knock you
Snoop
off?
is, Snoop is so gangster.
I'll explain what happened. So Kevin Hart and
So you think Snoop's a...
Bro, have you seen his weight? Have you seen how he is? He smokes weed all day. I just don't think he does much.
Instead of owning the moment, they doubled down hard, acting like they did nothing wrong at all. They refused to take any responsibility, and that move only made people even more frustrated with them. It felt like they were ignoring everything happening around them, and that just pushed the backlash even further. This moment really showed how arrogant they had become once the money started rolling in, and it came back on them in a big way. That attitude didn't just stay behind the scenes either. It started getting exposed publicly. Their former manager, Doty, came forward and put everything out there, claiming they were extremely difficult to work with, wouldn't pay people on time, and were blowing through their money way too fast. Those are serious claims, and they hit hard. That kind of exposure added even more pressure to an already messy situation, making everything look worse in the public eye. It wasn't just internet jokes anymore. Now people were starting to question how they handled business behind closed doors too. And he wasn't done exposing them either. He kept going and pushed it even further. He doubled down and dropped a secret about them during the podcast that caught everyone completely off guard.
God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real. I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something. So you guys will never ever be broke again. So I don't think there's ever gonna be a broke situation.
Let me tell you something. George, stop talking. I don't need financial advice when I probably make more money than you.
But that was me being nice. It wasn't me being like an ass.
The way it came out made the whole situation feel even more intense, like there was way more happening behind the scenes than people realized. That moment left people shocked, questioning everything, and wondering what else had really been going on this whole time. All that drama finally started catching up to them, and this time, there was no dodging it. By the start of 2023, their views started dropping hard, and the money that once looked endless wasn't hitting the same anymore. It became obvious that music alone wasn't bringing in enough, and the momentum they once had was fading fast. Instead of stepping back and moving smarter, they leaned into quick cash moves, pushing out content just to stay relevant, no matter how it looked. One of the first big missteps came with the army recruitment situation. They accepted a cameo request from a recruiter to promote joining the military, and this could have actually been a solid chance to clean up their image and show some respect. But the way they handled it didn't land right at all. It came off awkward, unprofessional, and out of place, leaving viewers cringing instead of impressed. What could have been a positive moment turned into another situation where people were questioning their judgment all over again. That whole situation got so messy that the US Army had to step in and clear it up with an official statement, and that's when things got serious.
Hold on. No, hold on. Podcast. No, here, I'm moving for you. I was giving you nice advice, bro.
I agree with that.
Did I say anything mean?
They made it clear the Island Boys cameo was not reviewed, authorized, or paid for by US Army Recruiting Command, and said, "We are investigating the situation and requiring the individual recruiter to remove the TikTok account as it is not authorized for official use." At this time, the advertisements hurt the sentiments of thousands of people who dream of serving their country.
The Impulsive podcast, where you guys ended up walking off. So I wanted to ask you the question, like, do you guys regret walking off that podcast?
No, I wouldn't regret it. I went probably 5 times more viral than in that podcast than I probably would have if I just would have had like a regular sit down and talk. I don't know who George is. This guy has got to be like a new guy on the thing.
That statement hit hard and made it obvious things had gone way off track. That response brought even more heat their way, and the public reaction came in fast and harsh. People online started calling it out, making jokes, and criticizing the whole situation from every angle. Some critics were even saying things like, someone in the US Army did a favor by telling people not to join the army by making these guys sponsor them. And that kind of talk spread quickly. The backlash kept growing, and it wasn't just random comments either. People were genuinely upset about how everything was handled. It struck a nerve, and the pressure kept building without slowing down. Then things got even more tense when an ex-US Marine confronted Frankie about the ad. But instead of trying to calm things down or show respect, Frankie responded in a disrespectful way and even started flexing his money during the confrontation. That move didn't help at all. It made the situation look worse and added even more pressure from all sides, turning an already bad moment into something even more serious. That moment only made people even more upset, and the comments got harsher by the second. Some were saying, "I don't understand why this Marine would talk to such an immature person to begin with. Much respect to the Marine." While others added, "It's like watching someone act immature and not know how to interact with others."
Me about like $150,000.
From what? Your percentage of the cameo money?
Yeah.
Is that the only money they're bringing in?
Mostly, maybe a little bit on TikTok. Got in the room and they was in the bathroom, bro. And the door was like, I opened the door, bro, like both their pants are down.
The disrespect didn't sit right with people at all, and the backlash just kept getting louder and louder. At this point, it was becoming obvious to a lot of viewers that they were doing anything they could just to stay relevant. It started to look desperate, like they were trying to hold on to fame and bring in money by any means necessary. That shift in energy didn't go unnoticed, and people were calling it out everywhere. They began posting what they called collaborative content on-off together, and that instantly raised eyebrows. People were confused, questioning what direction they were going in and why they were making those choices. It didn't feel like the same viral moment anymore. It felt like things were going too far just for attention.
Army recruiter giving out bonuses, paid vacations, and a free college, no money. Hey, invite me right now, Sergeant Thomas. I want to be in the Army. Invite me right now, Thomas. Hey, changing lives, I'm telling you right now, man. Hey, you an island boy, you get with Sergeant Thomas right now. He's helping people right now. He's doing the good, positive things, man, I'm telling you. Because he's a real honorary island boy, and we love him, we support him all the way.
Then it escalated even more when a video of the two brothers kissing started spreading online. The reaction was intense, with many people feeling uncomfortable and calling it out right away. But instead of pulling back, they kept pushing the limits, dropping more shocking content just to keep eyes on them, and that only made everything spiral even further. A lot of people online were disturbed by the direction things were heading, including No Jumper podcast creator Adam22, who openly called them out in his videos.
I know you got money, you just don't have more money than me, bro. Relax.
I don't know, we can do a grand lap.
Yeah, well, you're not trying to reckon. I spent that today at the designer store, bro. I spent $5,000.
That added even more spotlight to the controversy, keeping their names tied to negative headlines and making it even harder for them to shake the backlash. And the wild part is, none of that backlash slowed them down even a little. they jumped right back into the same behavior again, this time during another stream with Aiden Ross, keeping the controversy alive and loud. It was like nothing had been learned at all, just repeating the same moves that got them in trouble in the first place. That moment made it clear they weren't planning to change anytime soon, and the cycle just kept going.
No, I was just seeing you guys making out on Instagram, and I just wanted to find out what the hell was going on. I'm looking at one of my friends who's sitting right here, and I'm trying to picture myself making out with him, and it just really sounds unappealing.
At this point, people were convinced this was a last-ditch move to hang on to fading fame, and the comments made that clear loud and fast. Some were saying anything to get back into relevance, while others added, imagine people close to them in the future seeing this one day.
Look at his eye. Look at his eye.
Bro,
He into that shit. Now he humping the screen with kids.
Right, bro.
The public wasn't buying it anymore, and the criticism just kept stacking up with no sign of slowing down. But when it came time to actually face real questions, that same bold energy wasn't there. On another podcast in February 2024, things got heated almost instantly when the host started pressing them about all the situations they had stirred up. Instead of answering directly, they started dodging, and the tension kept rising. The whole vibe turned intense, voices getting louder, and it nearly escalated into a physical situation right there on set, showing once again how quickly things could spiral when they were put on the spot. Even with non-stop backlash coming their way, they didn't back off for a second. Instead, they leaned even harder into the chaos, like they were fully embracing it. The rage bait content kept rolling, with them constantly jumping into drama-filled videos and stage-looking confrontations just to stir things up and grab attention.
The shit that's with you two kissing each other and shit.
Bro, shut your ass up before I break this shit.
Dude, hey, yo, that ass, I would love to see you try that shit. I would love to see you try that shit.
It felt more and more forced, but it still kept people watching. In one clip, things got especially heated when they got into it with Neon's friend, Convy. The situation escalated fast, turning physical when one of them ended up getting struck. That moment spread quickly online, turning into yet another viral controversy that had everyone talking all over again, whether they supported it or not. And it wasn't just a one-time situation either. This turned into a pattern real fast. They set up a similar kind of drama with another content creator, Jack Doherty, and once again, things got physical on camera. It started looking less like random moments and more like they were chasing controversy on purpose just to stay in the spotlight.
Bro, don't touch me, bro. Straight up, touch me or what, nigga? Bro, what? Bro, what? Oh my God! Yo! Hey, chill!
The whole situation felt repetitive, like the same formula playing out again and again. Create chaos, jump into confrontations, go viral, and repeat. It didn't matter what people were saying at that point, good or bad, as long as their names were still trending and getting attention. The lowest point hit when they even started turning on each other, creating drama between themselves just to grab more attention online. At that point, it didn't even feel real anymore. It looked like they were willing to do anything for views, even fake or exaggerate problems with each other, just to keep people watching and talking. The whole thing started to come off forced, like the focus wasn't real life anymore. It was all about keeping the spotlight by cost. After it became clear that going at each other wasn't really working anymore, they switched it up and started targeting other influencers and celebrities for attention. In April 2025, they showed up at an influencer boxing event hosted by Aiden Ross, where Kodiak Red was matched up to fight someone named Oblivion.
Yo, he pays your bills. That's why you have it branded all over your house. You have his merch. You don't even have your own merch. You're a sellout. You're
I own part of the company. I own part of the company. Sorry, appreciate the money I made off you guys. It was cool.
What was supposed to be a regular fight quickly turned messy and hard to watch. As soon as things got going, it escalated into a heated verbal clash right there on camera. Instead of keeping it competitive and focused on the match, both sides started throwing disrespect back and forth, turning the whole moment into drama instead of an actual sporting event. It felt less about skill and more about creating another viral scene to keep their names in the mix. But all that trash talk didn't do Frankie any favors when it really mattered. Once the fight actually started, everything flipped fast. When it came down to it, he got overwhelmed in the ring, with Oblivion dominating the match and taking control from start to finish. There was a clear gap in performance, and it showed with every round. It ended in a decisive loss that didn't match any of the hype he brought in, making the whole build-up look way louder than the actual outcome. But that wasn't the only time Frankie got into it with someone in the spotlight. In July 2025, he found himself in another heated situation, this time with comedian Charleston White, and things escalated fast. The exchange got intense quick. with both sides throwing disrespect back and forth, turning it into another chaotic moment that grabbed attention for all the wrong reasons. Even though Charleston White wasn't known for boxing and was mainly recognized as a middle-aged comedian with a controversial reputation, Frankie still couldn't come out on top.
Because you know, Target, you want to be just like me. You want to be just like me.
Red,
you want to do everything.
Red, I made Island Boys.
Follow the leader.
Red, I made
Follow the leader.
I made Island Boys.
You made Island Boys. I'm the one that told you let's get in the Airbnb. I'm the one that
I made Island Boys though.
Mom's crib.
I made
I'm the one that told you to change it up.
I made Island Boys.
That outcome caught a lot of people off guard and raised even more questions about all the hype he brought into these situations. It made the gap between talk and actual performance stand out even more, and people were starting to notice that pattern loud and clear.
You said you'll beat my ass? Yeah, I said that. No, I think you're gonna eat my ass, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey, yo.
Hey, get this nigga away from me.
Nah, yo. Hey, you finna try to kiss me. You finna try to kiss me, huh? You want that? You finna try to kiss me? You want that? You want that weird shit, huh? You want that? You want that weird shit? You want that?
Hey, yo. I saw him kiss his brother.
You like?
That whole situation had the internet laughing like crazy, and the comments were absolutely ruthless. People were saying things like, "This is how all beef should be settled," and "This got to be the funniest stuff in the world right now, I'm crying." It turned into straight-up entertainment for viewers, but not in a good way for them at all. The more it spread, the more it felt like people were watching just to laugh at them, not with them. While all this chaos was blowing up online, things in their real lives were starting to fall apart behind the scenes. They carried themselves like nothing could touch them, but their actions started crossing lines that people didn't expect, and that shift didn't go unnoticed. In one incident, they were called out for harassing a drive-thru worker, asking inappropriate questions and making her feel uncomfortable.
I'm not no sucker. A fight is a fight. It is what it is. Got that, bro.
All right.
He's giving up.
Ain't no timeout.
He's giving up. Ain't no timeout. Ain't no fucking timeout.
Ain't no timeout.
Ain't no timeout. Ain't no.
Last question: Are you a virgin?
Here you go.
Are you a virgin?
Here you go.
Get off the prop.
Sir, what are you gonna do that?
Get off the prop. Get off the prop, man.
I'm here alone by myself. I'm not scaring you, dude.
But they didn't always.
Yeah, traffic citation. We must have got a ticket and not paid it, man.
What?
It says December.
Like this December?
I think so. I think it was this year.
That situation hit differently because it wasn't just internet drama anymore. It raised real concerns about how they were acting in public. It added even more backlash and made their situation look worse than ever in the public eye. However, it didn't stop at just making someone uncomfortable. Things got even more serious fast. Another video started spreading online that appeared to show Frankie striking a woman across the face on camera, and it instantly sparked outrage. People began calling it out everywhere, demanding accountability for what they were seeing, and the reaction came in heavy with no hesitation. That situation ended up costing him big time, reportedly leading to a permanent ban from Kick. That was another major consequence added to the growing list, and it showed how serious things were becoming. The pressure kept stacking up, and their image was taking hit after hit without any real recovery. And it still didn't calm down after that either. Another clip surfaced showing them arguing with a neighbor, creating a tense and uncomfortable scene that had viewers shaking their heads all over again. At that point, it felt like every new moment just added more chaos to an already messy situation. But they didn't always get away with that kind of reckless behavior, and real-life consequences started catching up fast. Reports from 2023 said Frankie was arrested in South Florida over allegations that he got into a physical situation with his girlfriend and pushed her into a pool. That situation brought serious attention and added a whole new level of concern around everything connected to him. And that wasn't the only issue either. There were also reports about legal trouble tied to money, including him getting a ticket for not paying car-related taxes. It might sound smaller compared to everything else, but it still added to the growing list of problems stacking up around him.
You get a lot of girls?
What do you mean?
You get a lot of girls?
I don't talk to any girls, no.
Why?
I just work. Yeah, I work a lot. What thoughts were going through
Are
your
you
head?
laughing at me?
Excuse me, what? So you're gonna go to jail for the fake name and for the driving recklessly, and then I'm gonna do your reports.
for what happened earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to jail for no reason.
Police say they pulled them over because they did not stop at this crosswalk when leaving this gas station. And inside their car, they say they found powdered fentanyl on a credit card that was in the console. There was a straw with fentanyl in it, and then in Olivia's bag, they say they found fentanyl pills.
When you put it all together, it painted a clear picture of things going downhill fast. This wasn't just internet drama or viral moments anymore. It was starting to spill into real life in a way that couldn't be ignored. And on top of everything else, more past incidents started coming to light, making the situation even more serious. A police body cam video surfaced showing him being arrested for reckless driving, and that clip got people talking fast. During the interaction, his behavior toward the officer came off as inappropriate and disrespectful, which only made things look worse. The whole encounter turned into an uncomfortable scene that spread quickly online, with people reacting right away and adding even more criticism to everything already surrounding him. And just when it looked like he might have learned something from all those past situations, he proved nothing had really changed. On January 15th, 2026, he ended up getting arrested again, this time for speeding while reportedly under the influence. That incident hit hard and added yet another serious situation to an already long list of problems. At that point, it wasn't just a pattern, it was becoming a cycle that people couldn't ignore anymore, with each new headline making everything around him look even worse. By late 2025, everything had finally caught up to them, and it was clear they had hit rock bottom. The mansion lifestyle was gone, and the flashy image they once pushed online had completely fallen apart.
Wait, didn't they start kissing each other? Wait, yeah, I swear these island boys start moving mad. They did like an OnlyFans, but they were brothers, so they started doing stuff on there, and it leaked and it got
Viral clips all over the internet of the island boys, like they're not paying the rent. They're like 15 days late on it. I had $3,000, the rent's $5,000. I might just give them $1,000 because it's all.
What used to look like success now looked like a full collapse, and people were noticing the shift everywhere. They ended up becoming a major target for jokes across the internet, with big creators like KSI joining in and calling them out over their behavior. That attention didn't help them. It turned their downfall into public entertainment, with everyone watching, reacting, and adding their own takes to the situation. While Frankie was dealing with legal trouble and spending time behind bars, his brother Fly Soldier kept moving online like nothing had changed. He was still linking up with Jack Doherty, pushing out the same kind of attention-seeking content they had become known for, trying to hold on to whatever relevance they had left. It felt like a repeat of the same formula, even though everything around them was clearly falling apart. Their financial situation had taken a serious hit too, and it wasn't hard to see. It got to the point where even Jack Doherty made a video titled, "The Island Boys Are Officially Broke," showing a bit of sympathy for how far things had dropped. That moment really highlighted just how much had changed, going from viral fame and flashy living to struggling to keep their name afloat online. The numbers really tell the whole story, and it's not looking good at all. By January 2026, their TikTok account pulled in 0 new followers for the entire month, and that says everything. Their YouTube channel, which once pulled millions of views, was now struggling just to gain a few thousand subscribers. That kind of drop-off is massive, and it showed just how far things had fallen from where they started. People online started breaking it down in the simplest way possible, saying things like, they became rich from nothing and then did every wrong move possible to become broke, and no financial responsibility or control, something everyone should learn not to do. Those comments hit hard because they summed up the situation in a way that was easy to understand and hard to argue with. A lot of people even started questioning how they blew up in the first place, pointing out how fast the internet can push anyone into the spotlight. One viral moment can change everything overnight, but it doesn't guarantee anything long-term. The reality is, viral fame isn't stable at all. It's more like hitting a lottery ticket, and if you don't move smart, it can disappear just as fast as it showed up. Frankie and Alex seem to miss that completely, focusing more on flashy spending and short-term attention instead of building something solid for the future. That decision ended up costing them big time. If you made it this far, tap like, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it. Drop a comment if you want more breakdowns like this, and stay locked in for the latest drama. I've got more coming soon.